Hello, my name is Mark Pachabowski. I work with Ascent and Ran 3D, and here we're going to take a look at some of the tools that are new to CATIA V6 2026. Specifically, we're going to look at the new functionality within the multi-hole command. Now, the multi-hole command was introduced in, I believe, 2024 of CATIA, and it allows us to be able to create multiple holes based on a set of points. With the updates, they've elaborated on the amount of points that are accepted, and I want to show you an example of those types of points. So, for example, in the previous, or the original released multi-hole tool, basically points that were created using on plane or on surface or using a sketch worked, but any other point, like using on curve or tangent to curve or between 2 points, wouldn't work. So we're going to take a look at how this is able to be used and what's improved. So I have a part with many different points that were created. I simply went to the point command, chose the location where I wanted that point to be, and I went through the list basically of all these different types, creating them. Some of them needed extra inputs to be placed. So, for example, if it was tangent on curve, I created a sketch of an arc, chose that arc as the curve, and chose a direction as the tangency to create that point. Now, I've hidden all that extra stuff, so you see these sketches here, those are hidden. But all these points are the results, and they've been renamed based on the type that was used. If I go to the multi-hole command, select on one of these types, it works without any issues. So, for example, if I say sketched points, which is a sketch with 5 points in it, it automatically is able to determine the direction and create those holes. If I also included on plane and the on surface option, notice those are created without any issue. I specifically selected those on purpose because those were the original ones that worked prior to this new update. And if I hit OK, they're all built. Now, if I come in here and modify that, I hold Control and I try to grab these extra points, it allows me to grab them, but the preview doesn't show up like it did for the others. If I try to hit OK, it won't let me. And if I go down here to Direction and grab a surface for the direction, it may or may not work. This one's going to fail. It says it's impossible to create that geometry. I can go back to edit that. And the issue is the direction. Because of the way this is set up, even though from this angle it may look like they're all going the same direction, if I turn at it, we can see that some of them are going into the model and some of them are going out of the model. I can hit reverse, but they all reverse, and there's no way of breaking them up. So to fix this, I would have to individually either build them or build them feature by feature. That doesn't mean they don't work. It just means that selecting so many different types at once may cause this issue, to be aware of that. So I'm going to hit cancel. I'm going to unhide those points. Let's go back to what we had. And I'm going to click on the multi-hole command. And instead of grabbing the original ones that built without a direction, I'll come in here and grab on plane. I'll hold Control, grab coordinates. Actually, remove this on plane. I'll come in here and grab the on surface or on curve. Here is tangent to curve. This one is circle, sphere, ellipse, center. So I drew a circle and then made a point in the center of it. Here's between. I actually don't want this one here, which is on surface, because it is one of the original ones that worked. Now with these, you do have to define a direction. If I come down here to the direction field and grab that surface, I'll get to use the arrow to reverse its direction, and I want it to go into the material that it's removing. I can always change the size of these holes. They're all going to be the same. We can make them to go blind, up to next, or up to last. Really all the options you have for a hole that you'd have built otherwise in CATIA. And hit OK. It builds that one for us. It even allows us to use a point created using the center of gravity. So that point, actually I'll show how that was built. If I go to the point command here, there's center of gravity as a type. I can choose this surface. It finds basically the center of the surface area. If I select it on a volume, which is the entire solid part, it would find the center of the volume, which would be the center of gravity. But I'll be able to hit OK, and now that I have it centered, I'll be able to say multi-hole, select on that point, select on the direction, and I can reverse which direction it's going in. Now this one's only creating one hole at a time, but if I have other points that are built in a similar way, it will allow me to build them all at once. So again, this tool has updated so that it's taken the sketch points, the on plane, and the on surface options, and allowed for more points to be created than those three, including things like point using coordinates, points on curve, center, sphere, ellipse, center, or tangent on curve or between. Those options allow us to be able to create a multi-point as well. Just be aware that those will need a direction, whereas the previous ones did not. Hope that helps.